Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Welcome to another edition of Handicapping Your MBA Odds. With me yet again is the legendary Sandy Kreisberg, aka HBS Guru. He is, without question, the greatest admissions tea leaf reader in the world for Harvard Business School. There's no one who knows Harvard admissions better than Sandy. And we're here with another interesting candidate. She's a female. We think she's, she is 28.
We're going to call her Miss High Tech Wears Many Hats.
Exactly. She's 3.8 GPA. She took the GRE, 161 verbal, 161 quant, Arizona State.
Tell the folks what 161 translates to.
On the conversion chart, that comes out to a 660 GMAT.
Yes. First piece of advice.
Retake the test.
Take that again. Yes.
Arizona State University. She was a triple major: supply chain management, business law, and English literature. She initially worked in supply chain management in the energy industry. Last 2 years, she's been working for a major semiconductor company, traveling to Asia.
What does she do? That's what I had a little trouble figuring out. We don't have a title.
Yeah, no title. But she manages the factories in Intel's network as well as their supplier network, getting their supplies to Intel factories. And it looks like she travels to Asia, in particular Singapore and Vietnam, once a year to do that. She has a very elite group of schools that she wants to get into, particularly with the 660 GMAT. They include INSEAD, Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, Dartmouth, and Kellogg.
Okay, female, good. 3.8 at Arizona State, good. GRE score, no good. Problematic, please take it again. The fact we've got a female working in a very heavy tech environment, doing what sounds like to me is sort of mobile product management. It sounds like she's someone who comes in on a regular basis and makes sure everybody got their tie pulled up and their shoes tied.
Plus she's doing contract negotiation, pricing. That means she puts a squeeze on suppliers, right?
Yeah. So she's got a lot of hardcore business. This is real business, okay?
And it's a great company she's working for.
She's worked for two great companies.
Yeah, a major oil and gas
major
player.
oil and gas. So she's got like a real pedigree.
And a history of promotions.
And he gets promoted. Good point. Does that add up to Harvard or Stanford?
Well, the problem is the GRE score, right? Now, does the GRE score overcome because, number one, she's a woman?
Okay, let's
number two, she's got a great job history.
For Stanford, what we don't have is an X factor, okay? For Stanford, what you need is an X factor.
Now, describe what an X factor is.
An X factor is either you come from an adversity background, or you're a regular represented non-minority,
or you're helping adversity victims.
Yeah, it has some. That's one X factor. The other X factor, we're going to call this, X squared, is you just have blowout. You got a 4.0 from Princeton, and you're working at Goldman Sachs, and then you went to Blackstone. Okay.
A resume that drips with prestige and elitism, right?
Yeah. It doesn't drip, it weighs a lot. Heavy resume, right. So she hasn't got that. So despite how attractive many of the components of this are, I don't think she's getting into Stanford. I think Harvard's going to be a reach because of the GRE. And boy, good question. Let's say she had let's give her a 740 GMAT. What do you think then, John? You think she's got a chance at Harvard?
I think she should walk in, because the fact that she went to Arizona State, to me, tells me something about her. She was not born with a silver spoon in her mouth.
Good point.
And she's worked hard. She's got
Sherlock Holmes here.
She's got a lot of promotions at two really good brand name companies that have highly selective job practices.
Yeah, she's also the real thing. This isn't some smart woman who majored in, English and Chinese, English literature and Chinese, and then worked at McKinsey for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then is working for Blackstone. Okay, it's not their path. This is real business,
Yeah, and
No
she's worked,
diss on McKinsey.
she's clearly worked hard.
Right.
Another interesting thing is all the international travel she did. She did semester abroad or study abroad programs in China, Italy, and Greece.
Yeah.
She travels a lot for work.
Okay, so that answers the question. You give her a 740 GMAT, and you've got a very strong Harvard applicant here. How much what did we say the equivalent was?
660.
How much is the 660 going to hurt her? That's a damn interesting question.
The median GMAT at Harvard is 730. So if she got a 710, she might need more than 710 because of Arizona State.
Arizona State could work, if she's got some kind of first-generation college background, Arizona
Right.
State could work to her advantage.
Yeah.
Ms. Wear many hats check person, here's my tough love for you. Study for those standardized tests, whichever one you find easier. If you got near the Harvard average on either one of them, you stand a good shot of getting in. I would call you now a reach at Harvard. Okay, so let's go to Wharton. Wharton was going to like the same thing everybody else likes.
Right.
But Wharton can be a little, they pay more attention to GMAT scores and GRE scores. They just do.
We got a 732 average. That's the second highest average among all the schools after Stanford.
Yikers. I'm glad you're with me. John knows all this.
There are 4 schools tied at 732. It's Kellogg, Wharton, Columbia, and one more that I can't remember off the top of my head.
That's where she's applying.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure, but right. So.
But that's an average, so there's a lot of people below it.
That's true. You got to remember that. There are people below the average.
Yeah, and she's got an interesting background, record of promotions, international travel. She's, I think,
good.
From
okay,
School
so
of Hard Knocks.
To summarize, lots to like.
Yep.
Stanford on the facts given might need an X factor.
What's the percent of odds?
Stanford,
Yeah.
25%.
Okay, Harvard.
With what we see,
Yes.
25 to 30%, but that's also true at Wharton.
Yep.
Simply because they count the stats more. At Tuck and Kellogg and INSEAD, I think you're dealing with just how attractive this person is. Boy, the odds are like 40%, 50%.
INSEAD's going to like you because number 1, you're an American. Number 2, you come from a brand name company.
INSEAD.
And number 3, you have a history of international travel and experience.
Good point. Boy.
They're going to love you.
What am I doing here?
But that's a 10-month program, and I think I know how you feel about quick MBA programs that are in Europe.
I'll tell you how I feel about them. if you want a job in Europe, they're wonderful.
Absolutely right.
John, tell them how hard it is to get a job in the United States of America from INSEAD.
Yeah, much more difficult, obviously, because INSEAD is not as big a brand in the United States. However, you could
frequently what happens at INSEAD is you can get hired from McKinsey at INSEAD
easily,
but they're going to put you in a European office.
Right. Yep.
So just if that's what you want, there you go.
Well, actually, we know what she wants. She wants to stay in the high-tech space and procurement. So
she may have not thought it necessary to say, yeah, I also would like to live in the United States of America. Maybe
she also should be applying to Berkeley, I would think, and maybe even UCLA in California to make her dream come true.
Yeah, Berkeley would be a good outcome for her, and then she could get a high-tech job.
So one quick question, and we'll let you go. If she got not the 730, but say she got a 700, 40 points above her equivalent GRE score right now, how many more percentage points do you add on each of those odds? 10 percentage points?
Yes.
That's what I would think. Right.
It's those are answers I'd love to know, for sure.
Okay, so we love you. Here's the deal. Tough love, Sandy tells you, take the test again. Do much better than you've done.
Keep taking it. There's nothing. Take it 3, 4 times. If you think you're a hard worker, I hate to say it, there is nothing more important that you can do than to raise your standardized test score.
That's really true, because here's the other part of that. If you can get into the 700s, my supposition is that you're going to get some money from the schools.
Yeah,
so you're not going to have to pay full freight as well. In fact, in some schools, if you actually went a little bit lower in the rank, you might get a full ride. All right, well, good luck to you. Thanks, Sandy. And for all of you out there, good luck on your journey to an MBA. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Thanks for watching.